Oh, so young and innocent. But careful, my son. It is easy to be lost in the beauty of this world. The time will come when you'll need to venture on and face your greatest test, the void. But do not fear, for along the way, you will find friends.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another iteration of Hit the Dice. I do believe this is campaign number 6. I'm SM Hillman. I occasionally GM, but not tonight. Tonight, I'm a player. So without further ado, I will introduce you to our GM tonight, Craig Campbell. He's the owner and developer at Nerdburger Games, and he is running good, strong hands for us tonight. So, Craig, welcome, and thank you so much.
Hi, thank you for the nice introduction. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, players, as we delve into Good Strong Hands. For those of you who are not aware, Good Strong Hands is a tabletop role-playing game. It is a fantastical game where you play fantastical creatures striving to save your world from destruction by a faceless, malevolent entity of entropy and destruction called the Void, because it doesn't have any other better name. And the Void comes to the world of Reverie every few hundred years, trying to destroy it. And every time it does, it takes a little something from the Void, but heroes also rise up and fight back against it and prevent it from ultimately destroying the world of Reverie entirely. And so we are now surrounded by some players who will be portraying some of those heroes this time around, fighting to save their world. So I think what we'll do is we'll pop around to the players that we have here. I guess we're going to have some other people that are going to be popping in as we get going, and we'll introduce them when they get here. Let's go around to the players. Tell us a little bit about your character, and in particular, I, your GM, want to know what your character's fears are. You should have selected fears for your character. SM, want to start?
Sure, absolutely. So I am playing. Oh, here comes somebody. Okay. I am playing the red cap, Alex, with 2 X's. I have a lot of alimony I pay out because I've got 2 X's. And Alex's fears are beetles. He doesn't like beetles because they got that thing going on. And he doesn't like mustaches. Beards are fine, right? Beards, but he doesn't like mustaches. So.
Jessica?
All right. I am playing the imp Penny Pranquist, and her fears are cold and darkness. Doesn't like to be cold, and she doesn't like to be trapped in the dark.
How about Misty?
Hi, I am playing Flicker Booty, the pixie, and I'm very curious, and I like to look in. If there's something to look into, I'm going to look into it, and I mean, like boxes, caves, whatever. If there's an in, I'm going to look in. And my fears are bugs, because I'm only a foot tall, so spiders that don't bother humans are really, really scary to me. And storms, because wind, again, I'm a foot tall and I fly, so bad wind blows me away, and so I don't like storms.
Right. I'm sensing an insect theme starting up here. Let's see where Elizabeth takes us.
I'm playing Beetle, the brown and my fears are illness and cats.
I can get behind the cat thing. Yeah, I see it.
And we
Menaces,
have
no.
one other person coming. I will probably, as we're going here, because I might have a hard time keeping track of everybody. Otherwise, I will probably refer to you by your character name.
Okay,
as when
that's
I call
okay.
for things, just for simplicity's sake, because otherwise I'm just going to get confused, and we don't have like little name placards out on the table like at a convention and all that sort of thing. So we've got a nice little variety of characters, and one who will be joining us too. I imagine we'll have that person come in and kind of strafe and bomb into the group here in the near future. But the group of you, have we decided? Do you all know each other? Are you traveling? You're traveling together, but have you known each other for a time, or did you kind of meet up in order to travel to your next destination just recently?
I'm good with knowing each other a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But I stay on the other side of the group, away from Beetle, just because that name, it's just, constantly,
But it's Beetle with a D, so it's not a scary bug.
Yeah, it means something totally different.
Welcome, Karina.
Hi everyone, sorry I got lost in the forest.
We've covered everybody else's characters, Karina. If you would do me the favor of telling us all a little bit about your character, and in particular, I would like to know what you selected for fears for your character.
Now fears can be anything, can't it?
Yes.
Anything at all.
Something super specific is okay as long as only one of the fears is super specific. Something broad can be helpful too, because super specific is sometimes hard to work into a story.
Okay.
We've had things like bugs, mustache,
I was thinking about bugs, but
illness, and cats.
okay, so one of them is swimming.
Is swimming, water?
It's not necessarily water. I'll drink water. I'll touch water, but you won't get me into a lake to swim.
Like bodies of water.
The other one, dreams.
Is what?
Dreams.
Dreams. Oh boy, you're in for something.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. What have I done?
And what sort of folk are you playing, and what's your character's name, and a little bit about them?
Okay, so I can't even pronounce what the character is actually. It's a Scythe. Is it
A sylph.
Sylph. Thank you very much. Let me write that down. Sylph. That's better. Okay, and my name is Enigma Star.
For those unfamiliar, a sylph is a wind spirit.
I fly.
Me too.
And so the group of you who all know each other and have traveled together and spent some time together are making your way to on the road, and you're coming close soon to a town called Laylorn Crossroads. One of the hallmarks of Good Strong Hands is, because you're saving the world in every single game session, we like to have the players help to define some parts of that world and some of the things that are going on. So as we play, there will be times when I ask you leading questions to help kind of flesh some things out, and I'll just adjust those into the story. So that way, ultimately, hopefully, when you do good and save people and save the town and save the world and save the kingdom and whatever else you're saving, it's a little more satisfying because you had a hand in creating the thing that you're saving. So as we are getting closer and closer to Laylorn Crossroads, it is a small village at a crossroads that functions very much as a waypoint for traders and travelers. It's well known, and it, when people are marking out their destinations, they're thinking about the fact that they're going to have to go here and make a turn or continue on straight or whatever at this crossroad. So it's one of those towns that people know, and people tend to remember, because it does take you in different directions to different parts of Reverie. So what I would like is Jessica, what is Laylorn Crossroad known for the most in your character's mind? What stands out in this town?
They have a blueberry festival every summer. They have a blueberry festival.
And as you're traveling during the summer, it is just about time for the Blueberry Festival. So one would think that people are going to start showing up at Laylorn Crossroads. You can expect there to be people, a great many people there. There will be people traveling. And the size of the town doesn't really support, it doesn't have a great many inns or taverns and so forth. So many people come and they stay in tents, or they just camp out under the stars. And they come and they pick blueberries, and they make all sorts of wonderful blueberry concoctions, foods and drinks and desserts. Elizabeth, who won the blueberry, the best blueberry dessert last year? And it was a resident of the town.
We'll say the mayor won.
The mayor won. Ooh, that sounds sketchy.
He cheated. He cheated.
And what is anybody want to offer up the mayor's name and what type of folk they are? And in this game, like, you all chose a folk, a species, a type of person.
He's a human.
A human, interesting.
Oh yes, he's a human. Humans cheat.
In Reverie, in Good Strong Hands, humans are not native to Reverie. They come from other places to Reverie. So somewhere along the lines, this mayor, and we'll call him Tomlin, traveled to Reverie, and for whatever reason decided to stay, and at least for a time has been the mayor of the town. Does anybody of the people who I haven't asked a question of yet, any of you have a specific relationship with Mayor Tomlin? And it can be adversarial as well. Doesn't have to be a friendly relationship.
Well, he doesn't like me. He doesn't like us flying around inside the buildings. So he's chased me out before because he thinks that it's not right. But I'm only a foot tall. Sometimes the crowds are bad. I have to fly up to see what's going on ahead of me. But
you were Flick, correct? Just remembering myself here.
Flick, yes.
Okay.
Didn't he put Alex in jail one time?
Hey.
Alex got really mad one time, I think.
I didn't get mad. I got very deliberate.
Alex was put into the stocks at some point for doing something naughty, and we'll if that's going to come out, we'll let that come out in the story. The group of you are on your way to the Blueberry Festival at Laylorn Crossroads, and you find yourself traveling through a lightly wooded area just south of the crossroads. You've been through here before. It's a nice little forest, kind of a wooded lawn almost. It's not even terribly thick, but it's thick enough that until you get right toward the edge of it, you don't really see anything beyond. You don't get a good look at the town. And as you start to get toward the edge of the woodland, or the wooded land, you notice there is a lot of spiders' webs all up in the trees, in the branches of the trees. There are places where it's in the summer, late summer, and there are places where the leaves are gone. The leaves are not there. They haven't fallen. They're not on the ground. You don't see orange and yellow leaves, but there's places that are just barren of leaves, and spiders' webs are stretching between these, including in like very large, elaborate spider webs between trunks, like actual tree trunks. Like you've had to walk around trees in a couple of spots where the spider's web stretched across the road.
Ew.
And as you get to this part of the forest, you realize it's awfully, awfully chilly. let's have everybody give me. Hold on, just a minute here. Give me a mind check. This is going to be a like a noticing things. This is a perception kind of check. So the way it works is you've got a number of D6s in front of you, yes, and you'll be shooting for a target number of 4, 5, or 6 on your trait check. You'll roll a number of dice equal to your rating in this case, mind. For the purposes of the game, for those who are listening, you've got body, mind, charm, and heart. And mind includes your like your senses. So we're going, and if you have the specialty of noticing things, you're very good at noticing things. You gain an additional die. So roll those dice versus a target number of 5.
Okay. So if I have figuring things out, I would get an extra die.
If you have noticing things, you'll get an extra die. Figuring things out is kind of for like just like working out a puzzle, figuring out like how one thing follows from another.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was clear about that. Oh, okay.
And what are we shooting for? What number?
Target number 5. And that is to say a 5 or better. And I want to know how many dice hit a 5 or better.
That would be 0.
1.
Are we? Anybody else rolling still? I think I'm.
Okay, I've got a 4 and a 3. I have no idea what's going on here.
So you have not hit a 5. Okay, so if you got no successes, well, you didn't notice anything in particular. In fact, you managed to walk right in as you were kind of looking around trying to take all of this in. You walked right into one of those giant spiders' webs and are now covered in cobwebs and bits and pieces of string that came from some probably very large spiders.
But I've got a 3 on noticing things on my paper, so it didn't matter that I'm really high in noticing things.
Sometimes even the best of us, right? And so, and you would, in this case, for this purposes of this, in the game, you've also got, it's what's called the roll track system, which is every time you make a roll, there'll be a result that has to do with the story and what's going on and what you learn or know or do. But you will also mark a point, mark a checkbox on one of 3 tracks: the skill track, the spirit track, or the shadow track. If you got 0 successes, or what we call them hits in the game, 0 hits on the roll, you'll mark 1 skill. Everybody just keep your skill and shadow at 0 to start with. Everybody, I should have mentioned, you start with 3 spirit. And spirit is a currency that you'll spend. So that'll go up and down. Sometimes you'll gain some, sometimes you'll spend some. So if you got a 0, no hits, mark skill. If you got exactly 1 hit, you see up ahead as the forest is just starting to clear out, the town of Leyland Crossroad, and it's really quiet. There's not a lot of people. In fact, you don't see any people. There doesn't appear to be any movement at the town at all. And mark 1 spirit. For those of you who got 2 or more hits, you notice all of that I just described, and also a really, really big spider that's coming right down on top of probably Flick.
I am freaking the heck out. Can I run? Can I fly? Well,
you can run. People can run. People can try to bat it away. People can try to. This is one of the nice things about the good strong hands when it comes to the trait checks is technically there's fighting and combat, but you can do anything to get out of any sort of challenge. So you could try to trick the spider into following something else, or you could try to trap it somehow, or you could actually punch it in the face or whatever if that's what you wanted to do. Or in Flick's case, probably just like get the heck out of Dodge. But if anybody else wants to do anything other than just hustle out of the out of the forest, feel free.
I have the ability to allow a friend to fly. It's one of the talents.
Yes, you have to give up your flight in order to do that. Do you not?
Temporarily.
Yes. Are you giving anybody the ability to fly?
Well, she's just got a spider on her, so.
Oh, I can fly.
Oh, you can.
I can.
Yes.
I can. That's no. But it's very kind of you to think of me. But yes, I can fly. So I think I'm just so freaked out. I forgot.
I'm just imagining the two of you having this very polite conversation about how you can save her as you're both running very quickly out of the forest. And
we are. We're talking back and forth as we run.
I'll just fly myself.
Wait, we can fly? Let's fly!
Anybody else doing anything with the spider or just getting out?
I'm running. I'm running as fast as I can. Giant spiders.
SM, if you're talking, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm going to self-immolate.
He's going to take care of business.
Yeah.
So tell everybody what that means.
So the red caps have the ability to self-immolate. It's a corruption. You mark one shadow and you cover yourself in flames that don't burn you. And a successful trait check to attack always gets a boon.
So you're going to take the spider out is the plan, sounds like?
That is the plan.
Okay, give me a body check.
Okay.
And if you have fighting things as one of your specialties,
I do.
Get an extra die.
Okay. Right. 2 4s and a 1.
2 4s is going to get it. That's 2 successes plus you get an automatic boon. The 2 successes would have given you a boon. 1 success is just a success. 2 or more successes is a boon. So you've basically got like a double boon. Tell me what happens to that poor spider with your fiery self.
Alex punches up, and the spider kind of like gets pushed back up, but Alex also gets kind of knocked over, and he just sort of like slaps the web that it was on, and the web is what catches fire all around the spider and makes it run away.
He blew his cap.
You light up a the webs, and why not? Webs are very flammable, and suddenly you're sending this ripple of flaming web all across the edge of the edge of the wood here, where all these spiders' webs were, and they burn very briefly, and then go out, and they're never hot enough to catch anything on fire. But there's a lot of very angry spiders now this direction.
Oh.
You would imagine. And a few more start falling out of the trees.
Alex doesn't think about that.
I figured as much.
Run.
All right, so the group of you makes your way out of the forest into the clearing, and up ahead you see Laylorn Crossroad, and it's the town that you have all visited before. It's a dozen or so buildings, only a few of them of any height. Most of them are single-story buildings. There are two buildings that are taller than 2 stories. What are they? Anybody can chime in with that.
One's a tower.
What happens in the tower?
Well, there's only one way in, and that's the door. There's a window right at the top. No princess with long hair leaning out of it, unfortunately. So we don't know what's in this tower. We don't know if it's locked or even if it's locked or open.
We're going to say the tower has been there for a very long time, and nobody goes in because nobody has ever opened the door to invite anyone in. And what's the other building that's taller than 1 story?
That's the inn.
Yeah.
That's the end.
So there is an inn, which of course gets overloaded when the festival happens. Oftentimes, from what you've understood, when you've been here for the festival, those of you who have been, the inn usually fills up a week before the festival with people who are specifically coming to put on shows and to put on big demonstrations of cooking and berry making. So like the people who just come for the day, they show up like when the right at the festival. But the people who have like a significant investment, who are really going to be there for the whole thing and really have things going on, they tend to come in and take the inn, the rooms in the inn very early. And you are at this point, it's about a week out. You would expect the inn to be starting to fill up. So the group of you makes your way up to the town. As you get closer and closer, you realize that it is true. In fact, there is no movement. It's not a terribly large town, but at the same time, you would expect at least a handful of people to be out and about preparing, even this early, for the festival. The fields of blueberries stretch out on the west side of the town. No one is tending anything. No one's out there in the field. There's no one coming in or out of the inn. There's no you don't see any horses tied up outside of any of the buildings. All is quiet. And at this point, you all getting closer and closer to the town, you also realize the background noise that you'd normally hear out in nature, the occasional chirp of a bird, the hum of insects, the whoosh of the wind. And then, of course, at the town, you would expect at least muffled voices. There is nothing. It is deadly quiet. It's like a grave. There is nothing here.
Is it still cold?
It's chilly, yes. But no wind, just cold.
Are there webs out in the blueberry fields?
Not that you can see from this distance.
Can I fly over to the blueberry fields and take a look at the plants?
Sure.
Okay.
Are you going alone? He asks.
Yes, I'm feeling
with a twinkle in his eye.
now that there are no spiders above me, yes.
Okay, you fly, you flitter on over to the blueberry fields, and you see, what you would expect to see for a blueberry field at this time of the year. Many plants, many berries ready to be picked. No spider webs in around the plants. There are no tools, no baskets, no weeding tools, anything like that. Oftentimes in the middle of the day, if somebody's gone to take a break, or grab a meal or something, they would leave whatever it was they were working on out there and come back to it. But there's nothing. It's just the field.
I'm tasting a blueberry.
You take a taste of one of the blueberries, and it has no taste. It's like breathing the air here. There's nothing. It makes the texture of it disquieting and strange and alien.
I pick a few more and then fly back to my friends and say, something's wrong with the blueberries. They don't taste like anything. Or maybe I'm sick. I don't know.
Yeah, do you think everyone's been poisoned?
Oh, God, I hope not, because I just ate some of this blueberry.
I taste one.
Okay, and you taste the same thing. There's no taste to it whatsoever. You mash it up in your mouth, and it's all over the inside of your cheeks and your tongue, and there's just nothing.
Well, no blueberry festival this year.
Yeah, I want to fly
Turn around and go home.
Yeah, I want to fly around and see if there's anyone about or any movement, any smoke from the houses, the buildings, anything.
Okay.
I just want to fly around and have a
Fly
look,
around the whole town.
because I notice things.
What does do we want to take our two flyers around, and then
Sure.
have the rest of the. Okay, so the 2 flags will go kind of buzz around the whole thing. What would the other 3 of you like to do? And we'll kind of split the party here because that's fun.
Do we know where the mayor lives exactly?
The mayor lives in a small, modest home, just a little 1-story, kind of small, rectangular, with a gable roof, thatched roof, right kind of in the center of the town, right in the middle of everything. So near the tower and near the.
I'm headed for there. I'm headed there.
Okay.
I'm going to go and see if the mayor is in the house, and then if nobody answers the door, I'm going to go in and find out what's going on.
All right. The other 2 on the ground here going with. What's your plan?
Breaking into the mayor's house sounds fun. Yeah.
Let's do it, man.
Alex looks wistfully at the inn where there should be some alcohol, but he will go to the mayor's house too, because like if I get a chance to burn it down, I mean, to break in, that would be, I might take.
You might have a chance to burn something down later on, man, and have some alcohol.
Mayor Tomlin as being a lover of mead and other like fruity wines. He's always, and he would often share with people who came to visit. So the 2 of you flying around get a good look at the town kind of from up above. And at this point now you notice as well, there's no smoke coming from any campfires or any chimneys on any of the homes. You would expect at least somebody's probably, to be cooking or have a fire started for some reason or another, but there's nothing. Again, you get the whole lay of the land where you see no, okay. You find a number of horses that are next to hitching posts, but aren't standing up, and hitched to the post. They're lying down asleep on the ground right there. From inside one house, as you're kind of zooming around up there, you hear really kind of loud snoring.
Sounds like Sleeping Beauty we got here. Someone's put the town to sleep.
Right?
It's something magical spell over the town, and we need to find out what's caused it and how to get everyone back.
At the mayor's house, you walk on up, and the shutters are closed. And this is something now you find yourself looking around at the other houses, and the shutters are closed on all the other buildings that have shutters, which is something that somebody might do to help keep light out, but it also can be to help keep warmth in, or to
Right.
just to acclimate and keep the inside of the place a reasonable and comfortable space. So
To be
something that
safe.
people will often do at night. They will
Mhm.
close the shutters up to kind of batten things down so nothing can get in.
Has any of us got magical abilities?
I was actually going to be asking that question pretty soon. Did anybody take any talents that have that are like of the magic type, that have magic in parentheses after the name?
Yes, mine's a polymorph kind of thing, though. I can turn into an animal,
Okay.
so that can be good. So I go to the door and I pound on the door. Hey, is anybody in there?
No answer. As you speak inside the town here now, Penny, you don't hear it, but you kind of feel it in your head, in your heart, a low hum or buzz. You've experienced this sort of thing before. This is when you are near magical ley lines, because you are a magical creature, a magic wielding creature. You will sometimes kind of sense like, oh, there's strong magic right here. And if anybody else has a talent that has the magic keyword in there in parentheses, you get this sense as well. You don't hear it. It's just like in your soul.
Have I sensed
hum.
Have I sensed this in this place before? Because I've been here before.
You have not, no.
Well, that's odd.
The hum is different than any other magical hum you've ever experienced too. It feels heavy. Feels like there's weight to it.
So one of my specialties is void knowledge. Would this be like void magic?
You can make a mind check with an additional die for void knowledge to see if that rings a bell with you. While you're doing that check, let's talk to the other two that are on the ground there. What are you up to? As Penny kind of freaks out a little bit.
Sean, you're muted again.
Sorry, thank you. Yeah, I make sure there's some distance between me and Beetle because I don't want to stand right next to Beetle because that's just. I'm not sure how your parents even named you that. What was wrong with them? Which you'll just say randomly. But I think what he'll do is circle around the building just carefully, looking for. I know this is strange sounding the fairy tale world, but plants that might be out of place or something else that might be out of place around the building.
Sure. Give me a mind check. Extra die for noticing things if you have that specialty.
No. A 1 and a 2.
Mark skill, and you get a chill running up and down your spine at this point. You are sure that there are beetles about. Like you hate them so much. You know what they sound like when they skitter across tile or up across wood. You know what that sounds like. In your head, you don't hear it, but you feel. And then you feel and hear more, like a whole, like a half dozen of them. And they're just getting inside your brain at this point.
I will even go around and I will like peer at Beetle and like narrow my eyes at her and then go back around the building.
I can feel his emotions. I can feel his terror. I want to calm him. I have the Four Winds calm emotions, Four Winds of the East, so I want to calm him down so he's able to carry on doing what he was doing.
Okay, how does your character do that? What's their method
of calming?
Right, you might stroke his hair, you might sing him a lullaby, you might tell a short story about someone being brave and
I'm
not
flying
afraid.
above him. I can feel his emotions, and I'm going to just blow, and the air hits him, and he's calm.
Warm wind. You suddenly feel warm wind in this place of no wind and just cold. And it settles your heart and settles, and the just slowly ebbs. And you feel mostly okay. It's possible there's still something out there, but they're not near right now. Back at the door, what did you get for your?
I failed completely.
That's okay. Okay, so you've got a shuttered up, closed up house. You know that's the mayor's residence. He would, if he's not out and about in the town, because he is a boisterous fellow who kind of, like he's very engaged with the town, and with the townsfolk. He's liked quite well by everybody who lives here. You would expect that he's, perhaps inside, but you're still outside.
Let's get in there.
I'm going to fly down.
You want to do it, Beetle? Let's break in.
Yeah.
I'll blow the door in with my wind.
Is his house the one with the snoring coming from it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's one of the other houses, one of the other small houses. So you go to open the door, and the door opens out toward you. You go and you pull it, and it just snaps shut.
Okay.
Don't go into the light, Carol Ann.
Hey, let's try this again. So I pull again.
Okay, give me a body check with an extra die for a specialty if you have one that applies. Or those of you who
No.
are also there, keep in mind you can help. There are ways to help, and also don't forget about what talents any of you might have. You might have ways to just kind of deal with situations just straight up with the talent. If anybody wants to, okay, I'm going to throw this out there. We're going to learn a little bit more about the rules. You can make your check by rolling the dice, additional die if you have the specialty. You can also gain an additional die by spending one spirit. You put a little extra of yourself into it and gain a better chance at success. If someone wishes to help, the help comes in the form of them spending a spirit that you then get the die for.
Okay. Well, I failed again, which is okay. Failure is good. It makes the story more interesting.
Okay, you go to pull the door, and it starts to pull back against you, and you put your hand around the side of it to grab it to try to get a better grip on it, and it slams your hand in the door jamb, and you catch both of your both sets of fingers in the door jamb. You are anything that you do with your hands until further notice is going to be at disadvantage, which means you're going to lose a die.
Okay.
When you make, but just anything that involves like actually having to use your fingers.
I'm going to fly down and see what's going on, and when they tell me that they're trying to get this door open, does it have like a keyhole?
It does not.
Oh.
This is a friendly, lovely little world. No, very few people have locks on their doors.
Is there space at the bottom of the door between the door and the jamb?
At the sill, yeah. It's not so perfectly cut and hung plumb. Yeah, there's a gap. You could, like pretty good sized bugs could get right underneath there.
Don't talk about bugs.
Just saying.
But actually, speaking of bugs, I can do firefly shape.
Oh, there we go.
So I can get little and go inside if you want me to, but then I'm probably inside by myself. So if there are spiders inside, it'll be bad.
Let me open the door. I can open the door. I have enough strength to open the door. I'm fast and I'm strong, and I can open the door.
Go for it.
Give yourself. I'll go ahead and assist. I'll go ahead and spend a spirit.
Okay, so SM spends a spirit. Karina, you gain an additional die to roll.
So how many am I rolling now?
It's going to be your body check plus 1 die.
Okay, body I've got 3, and I'm throwing.
You're
just
up
one
to 4,
die.
and if you have a specialty that fits, like brute strength sort of things, you get an extra 1 as well.
So just one die then.
I've
got a 3. My body is 3.
So you get
right. So
4 dice.
Plus 1 die, so you have 4 dice.
Yeah.
So I'm lost here. What am I counting now?
You're looking for 4s, 5s, or 6s.
I got a 4. That's it. I got 1 4.
Okay. You get the door, you pop it open. It doesn't want to stay open, but you can hold on to it. Now, while you're wrestling and getting the door to that point, I believe our pixie has decided to whoop down into a little point of light, a little firefly, and zip underneath the door inside. And the beauty of being in Firefly form is that it also gives you a light source, so you can see where you're going.
Yeah.
And you see the mayor's cottage from the inside, and it's all very nicely kept, and everything's in its place. On a sofa, just kind of this tattered old sofa that you have sat on in the past, or at least have seen in the past, and it's not terribly well kept. It's lumpy. It's not terribly comfortable. But the mayor is lying on the sofa, asleep, and he is kind of thrashing about, and his head is flipping side to side. And he, as you get in there, you can hear just barely, he's saying, no, 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 no.
Am I still myself, just tiny, or am I actually a firefly?
That's up to you.
Okay, I'm still myself, just tiny.
You're just really little.
With my booty on fire. So I will land on his nose and go, wake up, wake up, wake up.
You land right on his nose, and he's kind of thrashing around in the midst of what appears to be a very bad dream, and you tickle his nose a little bit, and he throws one hand up and just just really hits himself hard in the face in the process. And I need a body check out of you as this gigantic hand comes flying toward your tiny firefly form.
Yikes. Okay. And I'm going for a 4 or better.
I know what the target number is. I'll let you know when you just tell me what you rolled. Anything that's 4 or 5 or 6. If all the target numbers are always 4, 5, or 6.
Okay, 5 and a 6.
5 and a 6. Oh, yeah. Target number was 5 there, so that's a success with a boon. You can dodge out of the way handily. The boon you could even go so far as to quickly transform back into your normal pixie self and catch his hand so that he doesn't slam himself in the face.
I will do that.
And you catch his face, and the rest of you open the door to see the the pixie in a fight with a sleeping man.
Come help me wake him up.
Someone needs to wake him up. Throw water at him or something.
I tickled his nose, but he just slapped around.
We get some water. Is there going to be some running water in the kitchen?
There'll be probably a covered pail, a covered bucket, water from a well.
Okay, I'm going to get the water and throw it in his face.
Get some water, throw it in his face. The water hits his face. You can all hear him kind of saying no, no, no under his breath. When the water hits him in the face, now he starts shivering, as if he's incredibly cold. And it's chilly in the room, but it's not that cold. It's not shivering cold.
I have another skill, a talent rather, the fear be gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to do that. It says I'm telling a calming story. So I'll start telling him, once upon a time, there was a lovely family of happy little ducks that lived in a pond, and they ate blueberries every day, and life was so happy, and the sun was warm, and on and on and on.
Okay. All right. Interesting. He's asleep, but he reacted to the water, so he's reactive in some way. So give me a charm check, which is your social skill. Basically, you're trying to convince him, even in his slumber,
that he's okay.
Yes.
I've got 2 5s. And a 2.
Oh my goodness. He calms down a little bit, and he stops thrashing in his on his sofa. He stops moaning no. And now he says, "Who's there?" He's still got his eyes closed. He appears still to be asleep, but he said, "Who's there? Who's there? Who is that?"
It's what's my name? It's Flick. and Enigma Star. Did
And-
everybody else come in with us?
Yeah, and
Okay.
Penny.
And Penny and Alex and Beetle.
And Alex says through like
Maybe I shouldn't have said Alex.
a drink of mead or
Yeah. It's like, yeah. I'm drinking your mead, you bastard. So wake up.
I can't get out. I don't know where's the town. I can't get out of here.
Where
Follow
are
our
you?
voices. Follow our voices.
You're right here. Follow us. Come back to us.
Where are you? What
where
can
are
you
you?
see?
It's just dark. There's nothing. It's dark and cold.
Follow the voices.
Can
Do
you
you
see
think he
any
can-
light at all?
Nothing right now. Just dark. I can.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us clearly? How far away are we?
You sound like you're talking through your hands. You sound quiet.
I thought.
How far away are you? Where are you?
We're right
We're
beside
right
you.
beside you.
That can't be.
Yes, you're in your home. What happened here? What happened to the town?
The magic.
Whose magic?
The magic of the crossroads. It's knotted.
Did we come across a crossroads on
You
our
are-
way?
The town is a
We're at the
crossroads.
crossroads.
The town is
Right,
okay.
we're
All
at the
right.
crossroads.
Sorry.
And there is something weird with the magic because I felt it. And we all felt it, right?
Yeah,
Those of you
yeah.
who have a magical
Yeah.
talent feel
There's
that.
something
What do you mean
weird
by
here.
This heavy hum.
What do you mean by knotted?
The lines are knotted, like a massive knot.
Who did somebody do this? Did it
Little ones.
little
could
ones?
hear-
What little ones?
I could hear them padding about. Little feet, little bodies, little feet, little ones.
Creatures
Walking in the
or
night.
people? Creatures or people?
I mean, people call us creatures. So.
Were they creatures, the little feet? Were they people or creatures?
I don't
I'm
know.
asking the mayor.
I don't know.
Where did you hear the little feet?
Outside my cottage, before I slept. They were
Were
snickering.
they all?
I want to go back outside and have a look around, especially near where the crossroads are.
You need
I'll-
to get him awake.
I'll pat him gently on the head and say, remember the little ducks, remember the sun, just try not to be scared. We're going to help. It's all right. And then I'll go outside with everybody else.
Back outside, everything is as you left it. Now all of you hear the snoring from off in one of the other houses as well. The snoring has gone from being just kind of an ongoing slow snore to coming in fits and starts, as like almost like punctuation. If you've ever heard somebody awaken or suddenly take a breath because of apnea, sleep apnea, where
Yeah.
they just suddenly have to, you know,
So's my husband.
suddenly, yes, suddenly like that. It'll be a
Sounds
pause,
like he's
and then there'll be a
getting
pause,
awake
and
then.
then there'll be a snort and a snore.
He's
And then
either
there'll be a
waking
pause.
up or he's trying to wake up. Maybe we should go and check on him or her.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's go.
Anybody up to any mischief? I have to ask because we've got a lot of Fey folk in the group here. Anybody up to any mischief in the mayor's house before you leave?
I mean, I'm still drinking.
He's still drinking.
I'm just to watch him go.
I mean, I want to figure out.
Is he a
sorry.
I've already left, so
Yeah, I'm gone.
What was the contest you won last year?
I'm sorry.
Oh, what was
Elizabeth?
the contest that the mayor won previously?
Oh, it was for best blueberry dessert.
Kind of want to raid his kitchen and see if I can find his recipe.
there you go.
Looking for a recipe.
Yeah.
You in the kitchen in the cooking area, you find a whole series of pieces of parchment with recipes scrawled out on them, and each is like a little different than another one. Like experimenting, like trying different things, coming up with different ideas. So off the top of your head, you don't know which one of these, if any of them, was the recipe from last year. Or if they're all something that he was working on for this year. But there's a stack of about 30 of them.
Okay, good to know.
Back out, finding the snorer. You hear the snoring going on in the... hold on just a moment here. There's the snoring is coming from the home of you know of her, but you haven't spoken. None of you have spoken with her a great deal. She more by reputation than anything. Her name is Craig. She is a brownie who is reputed to be some sort of, I use the term lightly, witch. She can conjure things from witches' pots and stews and special words that she knows. You've never seen her. You've all heard stories of things that Craig does. She's sometimes referred to as the Dusk Witch because she tends to only be out and about in the night, so she awakens at dusk. And everybody kind of like tolerates, not the right word, but like she lives there, and nobody really. She doesn't cause any problems, but everybody's a little bit weirded out by her. But she seems to be generally harmless. And it's at her house, at her little cottage, where the snoring is coming from.
And she's a brownie?
She's a brownie.
So Beetle should go knocking on that door. Because you're a brownie, right?
I am, but just because we're both brownies doesn't mean we're best friends.
But, she might respond. Well, then again, if she's asleep, she won't respond to anybody, will she?
We could talk
You
to her
don't know her from the
Yeah.
brownie meetings?
Nope.
You said her name's Craig.
Craig, Krek.
Okay. I'm going to go down, kneel down towards her ear and whisper and talk with her and see if she can communicate like Mare did.
Okay, I didn't quite catch the last bit of what you said there. I guess I'm not quite catching your voice completely. Karina, sorry.
It's all right. I'm going to bend down towards her ear and try and communicate with her and see if she can hear us like the Mare did.
Okay. You go into her cottage. Who's all going along?
Did her door fight us like the mayor's did?
It did not. You open up the door to her cottage, and you go back into her sleeping area. It's barely a bedroom. It's just a kind of an alcove in the back where she's got a few things hanging up on hooks, and she's got what amounts to sort of like a hammock. It's strung between, it's kind of in the corner, strung between two walls, and she's lying in the hammock. And she's doing all the snoring exactly as I described it. She's kind of hitching breaths and snoring kind of suddenly, and the hammock is swinging. And based on how it's swinging and what her face looks like and what her body looks like lying in the hammock, it appears that there is someone or something on top of her. You can see like her mouth kind of gets pushed closed, and then it's letting go, and close, and then letting go. And when she lets go, she snorts and makes that snoring sound, like something is playing with her, but you can't see what this thing or person is.
I'll reach out, and can I reach out to where I think like something's shoulder would be if it was where I assume it is? Do I feel anything?
You can kind of feel around and try to reach, touch, grab, figure out what's there. Give me a body check with an extra die for anything that might be kind of finesse or hand-eye coordination. If you've got a specialty that is along those lines. I don't have them all memorized.
I don't. So, what are you? Oh, I've got a 6 and a 3.
Okay, well, you put your hands on a person, a small person, like a brownie-sized person. That is, you grab them by the shoulder, and you get like kind of one hand on a shoulder and one hand on their arm, or like right up on their wrist, and are able to pull that wrist away from Craig's mouth. And they, Craig bursts out with a snort and a snore again. And now you are fighting an invisible thing, an invisible person, as this thing starts flailing wildly to get to be unhanded by you. Enigma.
Yeah.
You were leaned kind of close, talking, trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, and all of you see this out of nowhere, but you see it right up close. There's suddenly powder flash kind of appears in the air as if it were just, a puff of powder, and it hits you right in the face. And I need a heart check from you. This is a target number 6. I'm going to tell you this because it's important you know that it is a very high target number. So if you have anything up your sleeve or want to spend a spirit, this is just to letting you know.
I hope this isn't my fault. I'm sorry if it is.
So you mean speciality?
What specialties do you have?
I have escaping and noticing things.
Noticing things to not get hit in the face with the powder. To react quickly.
Okay.
So an extra die for that.
That's an extra die. And you said I need a 6.
You need a target number 6.
Oh, great.
You can spend a spirit to gain yet another die if you wish to.
Nothing.
No 6s?
No 6s. I've got 6s on this dice at all.
Enigma falls asleep and starts to dream. Enigma, your dream is you are in this room with your friends, and everything that was happening is in the hammock is happening. But now there is a brownie that is on top of you that is trying to steal your breath.
Is this a physical condition?
No.
Okay.
In rules terms, no.
So I'm asleep now. I can't do anything.
You can act in your dream. The rest of you just see Enigma fall asleep and start kind of writhing a little and like having a bad dream. And all of you know, because you all know each other, you know that Enigma is not at all fond of dreams. So this is bad news.
I'm so sorry.
Well, that's not good. I'll pour some mead on her. Wake up!
Splash her with sticky mead.
Do
Dawn.
I still have hold of the invisible brownie creature?
Yeah, we'll come back to you in just a moment.
Okay,
I want
all
to see
right.
what. So he's trying to wake Enigma up. The other two that we have here, Jessica and Elizabeth, what are Penny and Beetle up to?
I'm going to kind of follow the Pixie's lead and see if I can't find the brownie that's on top of Enigma and grab it and start like trying to wrestle it off.
Okay.
And get it off of her and see if that will help. Just grab hold of it and
sure.
Give me
a body check.
Okay.
And Elizabeth, as you watch everybody fighting with invisible something.
I don't know what's going on except that Alex made a mess. So I'm going to reach into my bag of little things and pull out a rag and start tidying the floor.
In front of your face, your Beetle, right?
Yes.
There's a puff of powder right into your face, and I need you to make a heart check at a target number of 6.
Nope.
You fall asleep. And you are in this room with everybody else. All of the things that you saw that were starting to go on around you are going on around you. And you are in this dream and just the sickest you've ever been. You are coughing, you are stuffed up, you're aching, you are physically ill, deeply sick.
Oh dear.
Okay, so Penny, give me that check.
I got a 5 and a 6.
Okay, you were able to grab hold of the brownie, the person, the invisible creature that is on Enigma and wrestle them off. Enigma, you're not being, there's nothing's trying to smother you or close your mouth or accost you any further. You notice a glow outside. Like when you came in here, you opened up the door and you kind of left it a little ajar, and when you came into the back, you left the little door ajar. So there's like a little bit of a glow outside from back where you came from outside, and it's like it's an orange, like almost a sunset glow. Even though when you were outside, it was the afternoon and it was not an orange sky.
Who's noticing that?
I'm sorry.
Who's noticing that?
You are.
Okay. Yeah.
Here in your dream state.
Oh, in my dream state. Oh, I'm going to go and check it out.
Okay, we'll come back. Now. Okay. Well, actually, let's throw this at you now. You see at this point. You see the brownies at this point now too. You've kind of wrestled yourself out of what they were trying to do to you, and there's Penny has grabbed a brownie. There's one that is standing right in front of Beetle with like this, with their hand kind of up, and they go, and just like powder goes flying, and then Beetle falls to the ground, and you see her fall as if she like just fell unconscious and fell asleep and just kind of fall and hit the ground. And then the moment she hits the ground, she's in a different physical position, and she's like on her side, clutching her stomach. She's sweating. She's like sick and ill, and just looks like death warmed over.
Okay, well, I can calm her emotions. That's the only thing I can do for her. I have no magic.
Okay. SM, there, you throw mead all over. A waste of good mead, my man. Throw mead all over. Enigma. For the record, Enigma, you do not feel any liquid being thrown at you in the dream world. That's happening back in the waking. And nothing happens with Enigma. She is still lying there asleep, kind of moaning and groaning a little bit, like having like not a nightmare, but like not good sleep. Like just restless sleep. Penny,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I'm getting confused. I started using your real names. That threw me off. Misty, what were you doing? Sorry.
Oh, I
Flick,
think
right.
I think I'm still wrestling with the creature that was on top of the witch. Right? Or am I?
Right. Okay, right. You were. Sorry. We've got everybody kind of doing their own little thing right now. I just kind of lost track. Sorry. Yeah. Did I give you a body check? Did you make that check?
You had me do one to see if I could even grasp the person, and I did. So,
Right.
But I haven't done another one.
Okay, so you've got the brownie like in hand at this point. Okay, so what are you doing with this here? Like this is you look like to everybody else in the waking world, you look like a special effect. Like you're fighting with this invisible thing and things are getting knocked over and pushed against and all this stuff. It looks like, Roger Rabbit,
I know, it's like, I'm probably going, now stop this. We just want to find out what's going on. Stop this. Stop fighting with me. Yeah.
Give me a charm check to try to talk sense into this brownie.
Okay. Let's see. 5, 4, 6.
A 5 will get you. The brownie becomes visible. And so those of you who are still in the waking world see the brownie now being held. Sort of. I mean, the brownie's still quite a bit bigger than the pixie, but they've become visible and is looking and saying, "Let me go. Let 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 me go."
No.
Right?
No.
Let me go now. You'll be sorry. If you hold on to me, you will be sorry. Sorry. Just like everybody else here, you will be very, very sorry.
Why are they sorry? Tell me why they're sorry. Maybe we can make it right.
Because they wouldn't let us enter. They wouldn't let us come to the festival and enter the way we wanted to. So we're making sure the festival doesn't happen. That's what he told us to do. That's what he told us.
Who's he?
He told us. And then this cute little happy-go-lucky brownie face just transforms. Like, think Jim Carrey when he puts on one of his faces where his whole thing contorts and it's like this evil smile and big eyebrows kind of grow longer. And the skin grows darker and his hair gets stringy. And he goes from like a brownie to like this corrupted, vile, evil version of a brownie that has clearly been touched by the void.
I'm guessing I will probably jump back and let go at this point.
And at this point, he jumps down onto the ground and runs out the door past everybody back outside of the cottage. The brownies who are accosting the other people in the room stop, and they, if you are in the waking world right now, whatever they were doing stops. If you're in the dream world, you see them. Because in the dream world you can see the invisible creatures, and you see all three of these brownies run out toward that orange glow. And the two of you who are still in the dream world, Elizabeth, your character is very sick, and Karina, it's just bad being in a dream in general. So you're both kind of suffering a level of fear and a level of apprehension over everything that's happening. So the three of you in the waking world, they're both, these two are still kind of on the ground,
Okay. What about the one
having
that I was
having very bad
wrestling?
dreams? You had, that's true. You had a hand on it, so it's trying to get away from you. So give me a body check to see if it can manage to slip free.
Okay.
Because all the brownies are trying to get out, but this one may not be able to.
I got a 6.
Okay, so you hold on to him, and he struggles and he struggles and he struggles, and then he stops, and he just becomes visible, and looks at you and says, "What?"
What do you mean, what? I'm the one that should be saying what.
And
You're going to
this happy,
fix
rosy-cheeked brownie is just okay.
You're going
You
to
ruined our
fix
fun.
my friend.
Fine.
You're going to fix our friends now.
I can't fix it.
You caused it. You can fix it.
No, he caused it.
Who's he? You better tell me who he is,
He,
or we're going to have a problem.
You know who he is, and then his face morphs and changes, and it suddenly occurred to me what the perfect example of it is. It's Bilbo when he goes
Right.
Gollum-ish, when it briefly looks
scary.
like that. He turns into that in your hand, and his skin is slimy. It's like there's a residue on it, and his hair is stringy, and he's missing teeth. He's clearly been corrupted by the void. Let me go.
Can I slam him against? Can I slam him against the wall to knock him out?
Oh, yeah, I think I forgot.
This is some BS.
I'm trying to remind me what is Penny again? What type of folk?
She's an imp.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
This is some true.
You're bigger and tougher than a brownie. So you grab the brownie by the ankles and just quapah!
Yeah.
Daze him. He's thrown. He's compliant. He's complacent at this point. But basically, you're at the point where you can drag him along with you, or you can leave him where he is. He's not going to run. But he's just constantly he just doesn't stop taunting.
I lean down and say, "Shut your tiny little trap now, and tell your friend to do something about my friends, or I'm going to knock your head again, and this time you might be out in the dream world with my friends, and they're probably going to hurt you while you're there."
Why don't you tell him?
That looks so.
Not
Where
my
is he?
job.
Where is he? We'll go talk to him.
Do you want to talk to him? Now he's talking to all three of the people in the waking world.
Yeah.
Looks to all of you. Do you want to talk to him?
Yes.
Bring it.
You're quite sure.
Absolutely.
All three of you.
Wow.
All right.
I'm dreaming.
Let me invite him. But you have to let me go to the tower.
Oh, he's
I
there.
knew it's that dang tower.
No. So why can't he come here? Or is he bound to the tower?
He's
so weak.
scared.
He's bound to the tower. So, I see how it is. You're going to run off.
The two of you in the dream world are able to see all of this kind of happening, and they're talking, and it sounds like they're talking through, they're muffled. They're kind of talking through their hands. They sound distant, but you can see them and you can see what's happening. You just can't interact with them directly unless you can figure out a way that you might be able to talk to them from the dream world. I'll leave that to your imaginations, but you are effectively with them as much as you want to be, but just invisible and in the dream
Can
world.
I not walk around in my dream world?
You can.
I want to go back outside. I want to go to the tower in my dream world.
Right. This is, we've all seen a TV show or movie where the person, has the out of body experience. Like they get up and they look around and they look down and like, oh, there's my body lying on the ground. But here I am in this spectral form or, shimmery form or whatever. And you're kind of that. You're kind of this hazy, dreamlike version of yourself.
I'm like that anyway, a sylph.
And so, you are the two of you in the dream world, and you don't notice this about yourselves immediately, but you notice it in the other, in the other one. There is a slow. It takes a while to notice that it's even happening. It's so slow. A slow change and rot that's happening to everything about you. Your clothing is getting worn.
Ew.
And getting darker and stained and getting
That's not
frayed.
good.
Your hair is coming unkempt. Your skin is getting dirty and smudged. Your nails are bitten and torn. And this is slowly happening over the course of your entire time in the dream world.
I feel
If
like
any
I'm
of you,
about to meet
if any of
Sauron
you
now.
looked through in the Good Strong Hands book, there's an illustration of a pixie. Who's looking all wonderful and pixie-like, and then one who's all tattered and corrupted by the void. So you're slowly becoming that as this dream world seeps into your soul.
I want to travel to the tower in this dream world. I want to get to the tower. I want to see him.
Okay. Well, this pixie or this brownie is willing to take you all to the tower now.
Can Enigma and Beetle see each other in the dream world? I mean, I know that Flick wouldn't know, but Misty's just curious.
Yes, they can see each other. They can talk to each other.
Okay.
They can see each other. They can talk to each other. They have not yet figured out a way to talk to all of you. As far as the other three of you in the waking world, the three of you, as far as you know, you are leaving your sleeping, dreaming friends behind.
They're safe as can be, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about dragging their bodies would be a lot of work.
That's too much work. They'll be fine in here with Craig. We'll just close the door. Okay, so off to the tower. I guess all of you go. Three of you in the waking world, two of you in the dream world.
Yep.
At the tower, the brownie looks to you, Penny, and says, "You have to knock."
I shove him forward. You knock.
He walks forward and does, and I don't have anything good. I mean, can I do this? Let's see. He does a shave and a haircut, and then he looks to you.
And I'll slam his head against the door twice.
Thump, thump. And the door creaks open. Inside is frigid cold air. It's the door, the door opens and like you all feel like just the heat just like sucked out of your body as it kind of just, you all are now chilly and shivering. Those of you in the waking world, those of you in the dream world, you're fine. And inside is a staircase that, a spiral staircase that leads up the tower. And there is like a little table, like a brownie-sized table with chairs around it, and all these little brownie-sized plates and cups that have been placed out, and they all look like they've had food on them in the past, but the food's been eaten. There's just crumbs and little smears of things on there. Clearly, they have not.
Oh, look, brownie birthday
done the
party.
dishes. They have not done the dishes. They just left everything out, and some of it's starting to mold a little. And here's this spiral stair. Now, the spiral stair is human-sized. It's tall person-sized. It's
Can
not
I fly
brownie.
up the stairs?
Yep.
You can.
Me
I
too.
will then.
Up the stairs, and now we're getting out there. Those of you who saw the orange glow, those of you in the dream world, the orange glow is coming from inside this tower. The whole inside of it is bathed in orange. And Misty, your character is going up the tower alone quickly. All alone? Are you going all alone?
Not quickly. Kind of, going.
And the tower gets her.
The void got her.
I guess. The question is she going to realize that she maybe needs to go out and come back in? Misty, we can't hear you. We can't see you. You frozen up. Do you want to try to go out and come back in the chat?
I'm flying up the stairs anyway. If Misty's going up, I'm flying up with her. She doesn't know that she's
that's
got
fine.
someone with her, though.
That's true, because you are in the dream world. You start making your way up. Elizabeth, what's your character doing as your compatriot starts to head up the stairs without you?
I am moaning at the bottom of the stairs because I still feel miserable,
Really
and
sick.
I would rather be back in the other house in bed. Yeah.
Misty, we lost you. You're back.
Sorry.
Karina decided that Enigma is going up the stair as well, so you don't know it, but
Right.
you have somebody with you as you both go up the stair to the second level of the tower, and there is like the classic wizard laboratory. The it's got a table full of strange containers and little pots full of all sorts of little twigs and sticks and powders and elixirs and things. It looks like it's been ransacked. It's been gone through. There's all sorts of things that have been spilled, kind of strewn all over the place. On one wall, there's one of the walls of the tower. It's a big round tower, and one of the walls is on this side is slate. It's like it looks unlike any of the masonry of the tower. It's like a clean, smooth slate that kind of curves, and written on it in chalk are all sorts of runes and things, and runes and formulas. And amongst the blood, or sorry, that gave that away. Amongst the chalk markings, some of the runes is etched in very dried blood. And who do we have? Penny, you're magically inclined. Who was there? Somebody else?
I am.
Okay. As the two of you get up there, that the blood marked runes start to glow, and the two of you who are magically inclined, even though you're still down on the lower level, feel the magic coming from up there. There's this pulse of magic up above.
Okay. I'm going to start up the stairs, even though it's cold. And is it dark in there? Did you say it was dark in there? Or is there light?
It's dark up there.
Okay.
Now you are with a pixie. You are with a pixie who can make light.
I can.
Yeah. The cold, I mean, I'm afraid of these things, but I'm sucking it up. I am sucking it up because I'm pissed.
For simplicity's sake, for everybody too, Good Strong Hands doesn't concern itself a great deal with equipment. If it is appropriate equipment that you would have when you were doing what you're doing, in this case, traveling and spending some time at night, some of those among you may have a light source with you.
Right.
We don't have a big list of equipment.
Right.
And so, Elizabeth can whip up pretty much anything.
Right.
With her
So is Evil Brownie still with us?
Yeah, he's right there with you. Like, you're not letting him anywhere.
Okay, so I am going to we're going to go up the stairs, and he's in front of me, and every time we're going up the stairs, I'm kicking him. I'm kicking him all the way up the stairs. Yeah,
and he's ouch,
come on, you bastard.
Ouch. And every one of the steps is like him trying to hop up the step and then you booting him up the rest of the way. So it's actually, he's moving up the steps faster than he probably would have, because it would have been a little bit of each step would have been kind of a big jump.
I'm kind of making it where I kick him so he kind of bonks his head every time, just because, partially because I'm aggravated with him. And I want him to understand that he's hurt my friends, and I'm kind of pissed off. So, yeah. It's probably not a nice thing to do, but I'm doing it.
Okay, so kicking upstairs, SM and Elizabeth, what are your characters up to?
I will start up the stairs as well, shaking my head at the mistreatment of the brownie that I can see but do nothing about.
I think Alex is going to take just a quick look around, and you said there were plates and stuff down here and utensils.
Mm-hmm. All sorts of them.
I'll grab a butter knife because it's duller that way, and put it up my sleeve and walk up the stairs.
Okay. The two of you start walking up the stairs. Alex in the waking world, and Beetle in the dream world, and you bump into each other. So it's a narrow little spiral stair. You kind of end up partly in the same space at the same time. And Elizabeth, Beetle, you know when the ghost walks through the person and they get a chill, that happens. Like you partly enter, kind of overlap in Alex's space, and for a moment you can hear what he's thinking. And Alex, you feel a chill just run right down your spine, and you start hearing little beetle sounds all over the place again. Just beetles everywhere. There's beetles. They're coming. They're up the stairs. They're down the stairs. They're inside your clothing. They're everywhere.
He'll like yawn. He's like, "Damn it! I need to find me some bug spray."
Why do you need bug spray?
Because beetles are everywhere.
What? There are no beetles around here.
They're everywhere.
It's clean. No. Wait. Wait a minute. I have a way of figuring things out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to roll for that?
Mind check with an extra die for figuring things out. What are you trying to figure out? What do you suspect?
It just seems really interesting that he's thinking about beetles at this point in time. And I'm just kind of, it just seems weird. I mean, I'm wondering if there's some sort of weird magic going on where we've already established that the mayor was in a sort of dream world, right? We sort of established that.
Yes.
So I'm wondering if maybe there's a dream world where our friends are at. If he's hearing beetles, maybe there's a connection. It's a real thin line, and I know that.
Sure.
But maybe.
It's not that thin of a line because in this game you are the hero.
Yeah. And no. The answer is no.
So you talk a little bit with Alex as you're booting this poor brownie up the stairs and asking why he's kind of freaking out over beetle sounds and everything. And Alex, it's up to you how much you want to mention about what's happened to you outside of the beetle thing. You've already kind of talked about that. It's up to you how much you want to mention about anything that's happened. You've been kind of quiet lately. This is a GM drawing you back in, like.
Right. Yeah. Well, when she's like, there are no beetles around, he'll be like, yeah, there are. I've been hearing the beetle sound since I got to this stupid crossroads. I'm never coming back. I'm never coming back to this town again.
Screw blueberries.
I
don't even like blueberries.
I can see spiders, but beetles?
Yeah, because they play with poop and then they do the pincher thing, and it's ugh.
Elizabeth, you see these two talking, trying to just discuss what's going on and why Alex is feeling the way he's feeling, and you just experienced something rather strange where you sort of entered and kind of overlapped with Alex. Would you like to do anything with any of that?
Yeah, I'd like to try to mess with Alex by can I fully enter into him?
You can give it a try. Sure. You're going to walk kind of fully into his space, as it were.
Yes.
All right. You walk fully into Alex's space. Alex, you get super cold all of a sudden, right in the middle of your talking with Penny. You Elizabeth, you can hear Alex talking about there's beetles everywhere and this and that and everything else. And you can also hear in his mind, because you can read his mind, you can hear little creepy crawly sounds of beetles running around. And you get the distinct impression that if you said something right now, if you opened your mouth and spoke, that perhaps Alex would hear you.
Yeah, so I'll pause for a moment and then yell boo as loud as I can.
Oh, Alex, give me a heart check.
Fortunately, that's my best thing. So I got a 6.
Okay, well, you stop in your tracks and you don't like lose it or anything. But with that, you recognize like that was Beetle's voice that you just heard in your head.
So he'll point at Penny, right?
Right.
He'll point at Penny and say, "I told you, there's a beetle in here."
Are you still talking about bugs, man?
I said somebody knocks them down.
Brownies, bugs, it's the same difference.
Oh. Do I have to roll again to figure things out or put things together?
Sure.
Okay.
While he's rolling, can I reply to that in my head? That's racist.
Sure, absolutely you can.
Oh, I totally don't get it.
Penny's really good at figuring things out, but not today.
Not today. Well, it's because I'm kicking this poor brownie. This is the punishment I get for kicking that poor brownie.
Have I overheard this conversation?
Yeah, all of you have overheard, and including Karina, including Enigma. You know, you've heard this because you can hear. Actually, Enigma, you see Beetle doing this, and Beetle speaking and saying "boo," and then like walking, first walking into and kind of inhabiting Alex and saying "boo," and then Alex kind of freaks a little bit and catches himself. So you discern pretty easily what Beetle has just done because you saw it happen.
One of my anchors is fear, and right now there is a lot of fear around, so I've got a lot of strength right now. Also, one of my specialities is noticing things, and I'm in this lab now.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to have a really good look around and see something that's going to help us somehow.
All right, give me a mind check with noticing things, bonus die for noticing things. And we're getting close to the end of the game here and everything. So if people got spirit points sitting around, don't hold on to them. They're not going to do you any good tomorrow.
5 and a 6.
All right. The magic, the runes and things that are etched on the board, on the slate, are in a very, very, very old language. At some point, you encountered this particular. Let's see, Enigma. You're Enigma. What are you again? Sorry.
I'm a sylph.
Sylph. At one point, long ago, you encountered some writing in this ancient and lost language. It was from one of the early Woodkin. The Woodkin are like the tree folk people. And one of the earliest kingdoms in Reverie was a Woodkin kingdom that existed long ago, and it, at one point fell. The kingdom completely fell to the void. But there were old growth wizards is what I wanted to say, who knew these magics and who had tried to harness this magic to combat the void, but found that everything about the magic was dark and of the void, and so they abandoned trying to do anything with it. You are looking at the sigils of the void's magic, and you can feel further up the stairs, the orange glow increases, and now you're on the second level. The third level is the top of the stair, the top of the tower, upper level of the tower.
Okay, so I'm going to go up the stairs, go up to see this glow. Let's go
kicking the brownie along.
Meet him straight on.
Beetle, you're having fun. Would you like to mess with Alex some more?
I would. I'm trying to decide how.
Well, I'll tell you. How about I tell you this? If you will it, if you just truly want it and truly believe it, and put all of your force of will into it, and that requires a heart check, you can take over his body for a little while.
Oh my lord!
I would definitely like to try that. A heart check. I'm gonna burn a spirit. A 5 and a 6.
So you are now vying for control of Alex's body with Alex. Alex, you are there. You are aware that there's some entity that's inside of your body that's trying to make you do things, almost like if there was some sort of mind control magic that was compelling you to do things. But the two of you let slip, because people never stop thinking when they're awake, right? You both hear each other's thoughts and you recognize that you're both in there. You can both function and cause the body to do things on your turns, as it were. Not that we're going to necessarily get deep into turns, but if that were to happen, you would both basically be controlling the same body and having the body do things at different times. Misty.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I'll just yell real quick, and I will yell. Why don't you get back in your own body?
And you can respond, Beetle.
It's across town.
And so all of you hear Alex apparently having a conversation with himself as he says both of those things.
Wait, Beetle's inside you? Or are you just imagining that she is?
I stopped kicking the brownie for a minute. What?
Look what you did.
Beetles are an invasive species.
Well done.
Very, very good, sir. Spelled with a D. Okay, so Penny. Sorry, now let Penny and Enigma. What were you up to, Penny? You're still kicking your way up.
Still kicking my way up the stairs. Has the wall changed?
Has the what?
Has the wall started? Have the sigils started showing up in the walls yet? Are we that high yet, or?
No, the sigils were just on the slate wall on the middle level.
On the slate wall. Okay.
Enigma, you've kind of worked out that is in fact void magic. That is old magic. And some of your compatriots are continuing up the stairs toward the glow. Misty, what is Flick doing?
I'm flying.
Listening to Alex have an argument with himself.
Yeah, going, okay, Alex is nuts. I'm flying because up there is nuts too. So I'm flying up toward the glow.
You get up to the top level of the tower, and the glow here is coming from the center of the room. From each of the walls at various points, well, each of the walls, it's one big round room, right? But at various points on the walls, there are glowing cords, like cords of magic that are coming into the room, and they're all hitting each other in the center of this tower where they're all tangled up in this massive Gordian knot. And those of you who were feeling that pulsing, humming, it's in this room. This is where it's coming from. And it's louder here to the point that it's actually a little bit difficult to hear what's going on around you. There are 4 brownies up here in the tower. They're all, void touched and all dark and stringy hair and slimy and tattered clothes and everything, and they're lying on the floor of this room, kind of hunched over and shivering and clearly having really terrible nightmares, with these looks of absolute fear on their faces.
Huh.
And as the knot of magic kind of pulses, and then it pulses very brightly one time, and each of the brownies like shudders when that happens and just kind of shakes on the floor.
Can I use my 4 winds again, calm the emotions of the brownies?
Sure. How is the ability
Just
described?
blowing the wind at them.
Right, and it just happens. It's not there's no check involved.
No, it's just straight calmness after.
It just happens. I'm
Maybe
just
it dims the light
just
a
double
little
checking
bit.
because I don't have them.
Maybe it dims the magic a little because they're now calm.
Sure. So you start blowing wind around the room, trying to calm them. And as you do that, they stop shivering and shaking. They're still asleep. They're still having nightmares, but they're calmer. And the hum of the Gordian knot of the magic diminishes just a touch. Elizabeth, Beetle, you see what she's doing and you see this happening. The rest of you just see the magic kind of ebbing a little bit, and the brownies growing less restless.
Is the wizard in the room by any chance?
Yeah, I'm sorry?
Is the wizard here in the room with us?
There's no wizard in the room.
Damn, where is he?
I don't know she's there, so I don't know she did that. Never mind.
Not until Beetle decides to let anybody know, but I have a feeling that Elizabeth is concocting something over there. We'll give the good doctor a moment to figure out where they're going.
Well, I'm just gonna try it anyway. I'll land near the brownies because I did see them shaking and shivering like the mayor was, and I'll do the fear be gone. I'll start telling them that.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay,
Oh, no.
we will take it as written that she is telling the happy story and
happy
trying
story.
to calm them. And we'll catch Missy up when she comes back in. Jeez. But at least this time we have an idea of where she was going.
It's the magic. It's the light diminishing even more now because
and now yes, and now
calm.
so all of you see this the light the brownies calm even more. They're still asleep. They're still they still look the way they look, but they're not restless like they're fighting off a bad dream or having a bad dream. And the glow of the magic dissipates a little bit, and you see the knot start to just a bit untangle. Like the strands loosen.
How are the lines that go into the knots? Are they attached to the wall? Or are they coming through the wall?
They look like they're just like entering right through the wall. But you didn't see anything outside, but then magic does weird things.
Magic is weird.
Misty, we all caught what you were doing. You are diminishing some of the magic in the process.
Okay.
The brownies are calmer.
Let me ask this. And I'm reaching here, but I'm gonna, as somebody who deals with yarn quite frequently, y'all know this. I know how to untangle things, right?
Mm-hmm.
It takes figuring out. Could I use figuring out to try and untangle this knot of magic?
To try to kind of physically figure out what would be the best process by which to untangle. Sure.
I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Now, probably all rolls.
Mind check with figuring things out.
Right.
You got spirit to spend?
Yeah, I've got some spirit to spend. So, yeah. So, I've got a 6.
Yeah, you have a pretty good idea of I don't know if you've ever seen those like games, game apps that you can get on your phone where it's like a whole bunch of tangled cords and everything, and you have to move them from dot to dot and you have to do it in a certain way to get them to all kind of unwind.
Yeah, I play them quite frequently because I'm good at untangling knots.
So you have
one of my things.
You have like one of those things to do. You have to kind of move. You can actually touch if you really think about it and you really concentrate on it. You can touch the magic that's coming, the strand that's coming out of the wall, and move it, and then move this one and move that one, and kind of slowly untangle some of them. So Penny starts doing that and starts untangling bits and pieces, and the knot starts to become smaller. There's less pieces that are tangled, and every so often you untangle. There's like a line that was going in that was tangling, and it just completely unravels, and it just kind of zips and just flies out. So there's less strands that are coming into the room, and the knot is getting smaller and smaller and looser and looser.
I just keep messing with it.
Do
it. Anybody else want to work on the knot?
I want to see if I can get some of my magic to work through Alex's body.
Sure.
Can I try to summon from my bag of little things a pair of scissors?
You can. You go to your bag of things. You pull out a pair of scissors. In the dream world, those of you there, you see her kind of just pull out a pair of scissors, like from the dream world, like it just looks like a pair of scissors, but it's kind of hazy and dreamlike. Those of you in the waking world, you see like a pair of scissors appear in Alex's hands.
Holy crap!
And Alex, you're like, your mind is like along for the ride. Like you suddenly have a pair of scissors in your hand.
Well, you yell out, okay, what now?
What are you thinking of doing, Beetle? You thinking of cutting the rope, cutting the knot?
I'll say to Alex, cut the thread, stupid.
Keep in mind, this is all out loud and everybody's hearing, because what appears to be Alex having a conversation with himself, or he just called himself stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, either way, it works, right?
Yeah, if it gets the job done.
So Alex will go over and start, and actually he'll probably pull the knife out as well that he picked up, and he'll start like jabbing that in and trying to use, because that's what Sean does, to get this knot out. And he'll use the scissors to cut out. So he'll just start. He may even like say, Penny, what should I cut, or what should I do? To try to work with Penny to do that.
Yeah,
the knife together. The knife doesn't seem to be doing much of anything, but the scissors exist in both places. And when you go to use the scissors, you can snip and cut. And it takes it takes some effort. You have to really kind of really squeeze and really work at it and kind of almost saw at it a little bit. And you manage to get one to cut, and that the strand shoots out of the wall, kind of disappears from the room. The other end goes through the knot and just kind of unwinds through the knot and goes out the other side, and the knot gets smaller and smaller. And we've lost Misty again. The knot has gotten small enough that you get the feeling that all it will take is one more big move, big revelation, one more great idea to cut and to untangle this knot completely.
All right. So I fiddle around with it to try to find the point where it's going to come undone, because with every knot, there's one last bit. And once you find it, it just unravels. So I look for that weak point, that one weak point that I can pull or we can cut.
You start working on it.
Do I need to roll?
Nope.
Yeah.
You start working on that. While you're doing that, and Flick is doing something, because we lost Misty temporarily. The two of you in the dream world, you hear a voice in your head. And actually, Alex, you hear this as well, because you're hearing what's going on inside of Beetle's head. You hear a voice in your head. Do you want to untangle the knot? I'll let you if you give me one thing. If you give me one gift.
What do you want?
Your happiness.
Show yourself.
I am showing myself. I am everywhere. I am always everywhere. And a chill runs up your spine.
So I think that when Alex is like hearing that and like, that kind of thing's going on, he will actually feel somewhat inspired, and he will self-immolate again, but he'll try to include the scissors in that and try to cut and use the fire to cut the last bit as well.
Oh, Beetle, how did you react to getting set on fire?
Ow.
Misty, a voice is talking to the two people in the dream world, telling them what they can do. Give me your happiness, and I'll let you untangle the rest of the knot. They're hearing voices in their head.
Oh.
But now Alex has lit himself on fire, and Beetle is also on fire because of that.
Alex lit himself on fire?
Yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah.
He can self-immolate.
Oh,
now
that's
the
right.
scissors-
That's right. Okay.
He's on fire. The scissors are on fire. And he's trying to cut the knot.
I'm checking to see how Beetle reacts to this while this offer has also been made.
I do like a good bargain. Is it a good bargain though? It's a trade, but it feels like an unbalanced trade.
Will you put everything back to rights if we give you happiness?
In this town, yes. All it costs is your happiness.
It seems like a high price just for a blueberry festival.
Well, I'd actually like to get out of this dream world, and get back to reality. But I'm very high in emotions, so happiness would be quite a strong trait, as is. I don't know, shall I? What with time we got? Yeah, go on then. Yeah, I'll do it. I agree.
Enigma Star. The deal is struck. The knot starts to slip and come apart. Those of you who were doing things to try to get it to finish unraveling, for a moment think, oh, I figured it out. And then you realize, oh, I haven't done anything. Like, this is happening on its own. And it just unravels and all the little
I just kind of like
off into the wall, and the glow dissipates. And there's an afterglow. There's the room is still kind of bathed in a bit of orange light, even though there's not this magical light source there.
I look at Alex and go, "What did you do?"
Enigma. If this would mean more if we were playing a campaign, and this is going to continue on, but you have now given to the void every single happy memory you have ever had up until this point. So the only happy memories your character would ever have would be the ones that you will make in the future.
Okay.
That's so bad.
Enigma and Beetle, you both see the tower walls around you kind of fade and fade and fade, and then suddenly you're back in Craig's room, and you're waking up, and you're bathed in sweat and kind of a little shaky from having been through a nightmare. Alex, the the presence that was in your mind disappears. The room goes dark as the glow fades away, and very slowly the people in the town start to awaken. The one brownie, or the four brownies who were in the room, awaken and start skittering and running to get out of the place. The one brownie that was with you stays at the top of the tower and just looks at Penny, and just starts laughing at you. Somebody made a deal. Bad idea. Bad idea. Or is it a good idea? It could be a good idea. Probably a bad idea. You probably think it's a bad idea.
I punch him.
You knock him out.
You know, you could throw him off the edge.
There is one window. There is one window up here. There was a shuttered window.
I punch him.
Can I use my corruption here?
You're not up in the room anymore.
Oh, this is happening in the tower still.
Yeah, you just woke up.
Right.
Well, I mean, did you want to pull? I mean, if anybody wants to, who am I to stop you from using a corruption? Like, if you want to use a corruption as part of the epilogue of the story here, by all means, I will not stop
so
you.
I'm so fast. I'm gonna swoop so fast back to the tower.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yourself.
right
You're super fast.
I'm in there now, and I'm now entering the body and taking control of that brownie that was laughing and knows what the hell is going on.
And you're asking him?
No, I'm just. It's one of my corruptions, inhibition. I am entering the body and taking control of the brownie.
Oh, okay. So the brownie suddenly stops laughing and taunting you, Penny. And then just out of nowhere has like the demeanor of, well, you've known Enigma for a time. You know, like Enigma's the nuances of her speech and her kind of how she holds herself and all this. And this brownie is now doing an excellent impersonation of Enigma, other than looking like a brownie and not looking like a beautiful sylph.
What the hell are you doing?
So I'm now telling you exactly what I'm getting from his head, from his mind. What happened, what the consequences are, what I've done. And
oh no, why did you do that?
Yeah, and what we need to do next and where we need to go next, because this is only one little village.
That's true.
I
just kind of shake my head.
It boils down to, yes, the revelation to all of you that that Enigma has given up every happy memory, and this includes every happy memory that she has with all of you. Like, you will talk about a great time, that remember this time that we blah, and Enigma will not remember that anymore. So this will affect all of you to some degree as you go along too. There is always the possibility of getting something lost back, but it's always very, very difficult. In fact, if you have the supplement to this game, there's a supplement called What is Light Without Dark, and one of the realms that are described in that supplement is lost memories and forgotten things. So you could potentially go and retrieve those. The really sad part about it is mostly populated by childhood toys and imaginary friends. So it's not a terribly happy place to go to.
I'm just going to go sit on the couch and cry now.
Oh no.
And you come to discover that, yes, indeed, the void is back in force. This is just one battle, but your success here has marked all of you, especially Enigma, as a potential hero. All of you, I for people listening, I had all of them select a corruption to begin with, which is corruptions are the result of basically doing too well, like fighting the void and doing it really well. The void says, I'm not having any of that, and seeds your character with shadow. And when you get too much shadow, you gain a corruption. And it's a really cool power, but it becomes a death spiral. over time. You get more and more corruptions, and then eventually you lose your character to the void. So you are all a little bit along that path, but there's still plenty of time and plenty of good you can do to help the people of Reverie as you go forward as a group of heroes. And if anybody would like to epilogue their character, you're more than welcome to do so. But that is Good Strong Hands.
Yay!
Yay!
That was fun.
Awesome.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Did the blueberries taste better after she gave her happiness away?
Let's talk about the important stuff. Yes, the blueberries all taste wonderful because the blueberry farmers here are excellent at their jobs.
Did the mayor win again for the best blueberry pie?
I don't know. You tell me. Who won this year? You can fill in the gaps there. Everybody's out gunning for the mayor. Everybody has to, like, whoever wins, that's always the personal goal of anybody who enters the next year is always to at least do better than the person who won last year, even if they don't manage to win themselves. So that's like a little bit of a badge of honor is to get more people to vote for you than voted for. So there's going to be a lot of entrants for blueberry desserts, because that was the best in show, as it were, last year.
I don't know who won. I was busy drinking Farmer Hoof Bottle's blueberry ale. So,
I went and drank with you. I was having blueberry mead. I'm done. I'm just so done.
yep, I need alcohol.
Well, thank you everybody for playing.
Yeah.
Was this
Thank
everybody's
you.
first time playing?
Mm-hmm.
For this one, yeah.
Playing this
Excellent.
game, yeah.
Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed it. This is I love all my games equally, but this is my baby.
Aw. Well, it was fun.
Definitely.
Awesome. So everybody, real quick, tell them where they can find you on the web. Go ahead and start, or if you're on the web, Elizabeth, could start with you.
I'm going to be at the Multiverse Fan Convention coming up in October, presenting on their Learn track, talking about why Star Wars is a British franchise.
Karina?
Hey everyone, so Karina Gantis, I am an author. You can find me and my books everywhere on social media, Amazon, and all good places that sell books. And if there's any writers out there that would like to have help writing a book, then come and see me. I run Author Assist, which assists writers in making their dreams come true.
Awesome. Thanks, Karina. Misty?
You can find my books on Misty.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Does anybody know the name of the website?
Online.
I think it's mistymassey.com. Jessica?
You can find me at jessicanettlesauthor.com, on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm also going to be at Multiverse in a couple of weeks, moderating a few things, being on a few panels.
You muted.
You muted.
And generally having a good time. Hope to see you guys there.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica. Craig, thank you so much for running tonight. Go ahead and tell folks where they can find Nerdburger.
Sure. I'm at Nerdburger Craig on multiple social medias. My website is nerdburgergames.com, and the games are all available at drivethrurpg.com. The handful of games that got like a really fancy print edition, including this game, are available on the store at nerdburgergames.com too. So keep an eye on that. And if anybody is going to PAX Unplugged in December of this year, Nerdburger Games will have a booth. So I will be there all convention long.
Awesome. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank everybody for who watched or who will be watching in the future. Just real quick, this Thursday we have first time, Julie Rose's first time for everything, right? Is that right? Yes, first time for everything. Next, this Friday we have our Multiverse Spotlight with Sarah J. Sover, and Tom DeSimone, and Joe will be hosting that. And then next Monday, we have another Multiverse Spotlight with, Aziz the Sphinx, and HD Hunter. There we go. I need to get new glasses, apparently. So, again, I'm SM Hillman. You can find me here with Zero Means You're Dead, or occasionally GMing here on Hit the Dice. And always remember, it's always time. It's always time to go indie now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.